Alright guys, so now let's go ahead and look at number 4 together. So, let's read the thing right above it actually. It says the general form of any linear equation is y equals mx plus b. So anytime we look at the linear equation, y equals mx plus b is the standard form. That's how we call it. So m is the slope and b is always going to be the y-intercept. So it says there it goes. So where m represents the slope or rate of change, and b is the initial value or the y-intercept. This form is called slope-intercept form of a linear equation. In the previous example, the equation y equals 1/2 x plus 3 represents a linear relationship with slope equals 1/2 and the y-intercept is 3. So let's compare and contrast the two equations using the Venn diagram. So first off, whenever you have a plus b, that's always going to be a non-proportional relationship. So non-proportional relationship. The graph does not go through the origin. And the equation is y equals mx plus b. Now, y equals 1/2 x with no constant, with no plus b. This is a proportional relationship. And I apologize again for the messy handwriting. The graph does go through the origin. And the equation is y equals mx. So what they do have in common, though, they're both both a linear relationship. It has a slope of 1/2. Oops. All right, so now let's go ahead and scroll on down. And let's go ahead and look at the next page. Now, what I would like you guys to do is go ahead and solve number 5 by yourself. Actually, I take that back since we're going to be deriving b on these next two ones. So, same idea. What we're going to do now is graph a line on the coordinate plane that goes through the point 0, 4. So, as I drop my pen, let me pick that up really quick. 0, 4 is just right on over here. And I have a slope of up to over 3. So here's 0, 4, and I'm going to go up to over 3. So here's my right triangle now. So here we go. And here's 2 and 3. And label the run on the graph with the right triangle, redraw and label the triangle the space provided. We just did that. So does this line describe a proportional relationship? Explain why. And it's no, because it does not pass through the origin. All right, so now what we're going to do, this is the tricky part. We're going to choose any point on x and y in the graph and redraw on the right triangle. So let's go ahead and zoom up where I'm supposed to be. So here's my line. And I'm just going to choose this point over here. So that means here's my rise over run. And here's my x value because I just went over. But my y value is y minus 4. Because remember, my 4 value is here. So the height of this is the entire y value minus this part right here. That's why it's y minus 4. So now my new triangle is y minus 4 and x. So now with my two proportions, I'm going to have 2 over 3, and that's going to be equivalent to x all over y minus 4. Now when I simplify this by cross multiplying, I'm going to get 2y is equal to, or excuse me, 2y minus 8 is equal to 3x. And I want to get x by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 8 on both sides. Sorry, I set my proportion up incorrectly. So my mistake that I made was I had the proportion of y on the wrong side. Remember, it's always rise over run, so it should have been y minus 4 on the numerator and x on the denominator. That changes it to now 2x equals 3y minus 12. And I want to get y by itself, so I'm going to add 12 on both sides. That'll give me 2x plus 12 is equal to 3y. Now I'm going to divide each and every term by 3, and that's going to give me 2/3 x plus 4 is equal to y. As you can see, I have a constant of the plus 4 and my slope of 2/3. So the slope, so really quickly, is write a proportional equation with your ratios. Explain why the ratios can be set equal to each other. And similar before, the slope ratio is constant. The triangles are dilations of each other, and dilations have proportional sides. So dilations have proportional sides. So now it says for, so in C, this all should have been right here. My apologies. So then it says solve the equation that you just wrote above. We did that. And we got, for E, we got y equals 2/3 x plus 4. And now it says, where do you see the slope of your equation? Well, 2/3, the coefficient of x is my slope. So 2/3 x, 2/3 is the value in front of x. And the y-intercept is 4. And that's the number being added to y equals 2/3 x. Okay? So let's go ahead and try this again now. We're going to try it without any values. So we're just going to have m, x, and b here. So let's go ahead and look at this. Now, same idea. I'm going to go up a certain amount of spots. I really don't know what I'm going up by. It's just going to be up by b. So this point right here just represents how much I'm going up on my y-axis. So it's 0, b. And now I'm going to go draw my slope. So I'm going to go up m and over 1. So this represents m. This represents 1. So there's my right triangle. I can draw my linear line, my straight line. And remember, if I were to draw this out here, my triangle would not look like that. So my triangle would look like this. Would not look like that either. There we go. I went up m over 1. Alright, now I'm going to draw another dot on this line. And I went over x. And then I went up. This value right here on how much I went up by is the total amount of y minus the b value. Remember, this is b down here. I'm just minusing that away to just give me m. I know it looks a little funny, but that proportional triangle is going to look like x for my run, and my rise is going to be y minus b. So now that I have my two triangles, we can answer part B, and it says, is this proportional? No, because it does not go through the origin. No, because I'm just going to write no origin. But it means it does not pass through the origin, so therefore it's non-proportional. Now, since it's non-proportional, we should know that our equation is going to have a y equals mx and a plus b to it. So it says for D, write a proportion equation with your slope ratios. So I'm going to have m over 1, and that's going to be equal to my rise over run with my other values, which is y minus b all over x. This is going to give me now mx is equal to y minus b. And I'm going to add b to both sides to get the m by itself. And that'll give me y all by itself, and that's equivalent to m times x plus b. Where remember, m is the slope, and b is the y-axis, y-intercept. All right, where do you see the slope m in the equation? Well, we see the slope is the value in front of x. And b is y-intercept. So how do you know if the relation is proportional based on the equation? So really quickly, it was through 7 through 11. I'd like you guys to try these on your own. So pause it right here, and then come back and have me check the answers with you. Okay? So at this point, guys, you should have tried 7 through 11 on your own. I'm going to zoom through these. So how do you know if the relationship is proportional based on the equation? Well, it's going to be proportional if the equation does not go through the origin, which would look like y equals mx. You don't have a plus b. Non-proportional would be y equals mx plus b. So remember, proportional, it's only solved through multiplication, and the relationship would be proportional. Because remember, this m is a constant of proportionality, or we just call it slope, where this plus b here messes everything up. So how do you know if a relationship is non-proportional? Well, that's going to be non-proportional, like we just talked about, if it's y equals mx plus b. This b is going to mess everything up. So not only do you have multiplication, but you're also going to have addition or subtraction. All right, now number 10, it says graph y equals 4x. Write the equation of a line that shifts up 5 units. So if we were to do that, I would have my spot here, and I'm just going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Then go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And I'm going to draw that line right there the best I can. Now it says shift it 5 units up. So I always start at the y-intercept, which is the origin here. I'm just going to go up 5 spots. In fact, I'm going to go 5 spots up on every value. And now you're going to see I have a linear equation, but it's shifted. It's translated 5 spots up. So my equation was my original equation was y equals 4x. My new equation, it still has the same slope. The lines are parallel. It's y equals 4x, but everything's been shifted up 5 units. It's been translated 5 units up from y equals 4x. All right, now the last one is if I had y equals negative 3x. So remember, it's going down 3, 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. We start at the origin, and then up 3, and then negative 1. So here's my, horribly straight line. In fact, let me erase that. That's really bad. It's still bad, but a little better. And now what I'm going to do is shift the units down 7. So now my origin is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's my y-intercept. And let me just add those other points. This one should not be there. 2, 3. Then there is my second one. So my original equation is y equals negative 3x. And now I translated it. So my new one is y equals negative 3x minus 7 because I shifted down 7 spots. Hope this helped. If you have questions, email me.